I had one more thing I wanted to see.
Take my hand, just remember you don't have
Just like trying to get ourselves a little bit lost.
to the ocean and the sea.
Influencer's dream.
And a day for you and me.
The West is done for.
Here's to the future.
Dude, we haven't seen any other Western tourists.
We do belong here. Look to the
Oh, tricky to get here.
here's to the sooner.
I don't really think that they care.
The ocean and the sea.
They might be like super famous people.
And a day for you and me.
Where the flip are we?
Look at all of the tombs.
If you come here looking for the truth, you're an idiot.
I am made to be free.
Good morning. We have made it to the most western city in China, Kashgar.
Heartland of Uyghur Muslims here in China.
Yes. We are exploring Old Town, which was strange to like go through security to get into just the streets of Old Town. And it's very like done up. I don't even know how to explain this. It's like done up for
pretty. Here,
tourists
spin
for
around.
sure. But it's very pretty. Yeah.
There.
Like it's very pretty.
We're just walking through the quiet little alleys here of the Old Town. Just like trying to get ourselves a little bit lost. It's really neat. The main street is like really touristy, and then we kind of got off here, and it feels much more local. It's just like a pretty place to walk around. I mean, it's still all like a sort of in like the Old Town historic region, and so it's kind of all
It's maintained.
for things, yeah, but it's like look at this. Look at what we randomly found here. Walking around Old Town, we see the Instagram streets everywhere and these shops. These shops are maybe the most common shop that we see here in the Old Town are these shops that are advertised specifically to Han Chinese tourists with this Uyghur clothing or Uyghur inspired clothing, so that they can come and dress up and take all their Instagram photos or whatever the Chinese equivalent is. Understanding the issues, it seems at least to our Western sensitivities to be a bit insensitive. Maybe it would be like if we went to a First Nations reserve and they had like big headdresses and they're like, oh, come take your picture with bow and arrows and stuff, and you'd be like, guys, I mean, they're pretty outfits. I don't think that sort of sentiment that we have exists here too much. I don't really think that they care.
We are just exploring today. Feel like every turn we take there's like another cute street or alley, or this would be an Instagram influencer's dream.
Unfortunately, it's here under the ancient city wall of Kashgar that I have to say, guys, the West, China did it. China's beaten the West. The West is done for. The West is destroyed. The West doesn't stand a chance, okay? We only got AAA attractions. They got 5A attractions. How is Western hegemony supposed to keep up with that? Just wandering around Old Town, and it just dawned on me. I was always saying, oh, YouTubers will tell you that Westerners don't come here, and this is a forbidden place. But it did just kind of dawn on me that we haven't seen any other Western tourists at all in Xinjiang. Let alone here in Kashgar in the Old Town. We are the only game in town, I think. I wonder why exactly that is, because it wasn't hard to come here.
I think it's far to go from other major tourist cities like Beijing.
That could be.
Like,
And
I think that's the area.
I think it is more about like the culture coming out here, because this isn't like an action-packed province. It is a lot more low-key. It's just like come out here, be around the food, be around the culture, and that's kind of what there is to do out here. So I can say maybe tourists don't come here, but not in the way that YouTubers say it normally.
We just had a coffee break to try some Kashgar coffee, and it was good. It was interesting. It was good, but too expensive. Not worth the price tag for sure. It would have been way better if it was like a third of the price. It was like 50 yuan for a cup, which is a lot. Like, that's very expensive. But we kept hearing about it, so we wanted to give it a shot. We came over here to see this wetlands area, but like before, it's all drained. But it's a neat view of the ancient wall.
Beneath the watchful eyes of CCTV cameras here in Kashgar, and they're so prevalent in all of China, standing up here on the old city walls, I think is a fine place to share some of my thoughts on your experience as a tourist here in Xinjiang and in China as a whole. A lot of times YouTubers will intro their videos with news clips, Western and Chinese, all about the treatment of the Uyghur ethnic group here, specifically in Xinjiang. And of course, it's always a mix of views and statements from both the Chinese government and Western agencies, human rights agencies, stuff like that. And the YouTuber will always start it with, so I'm going to Xinjiang to find out for myself, right? Because that's important, right? Especially in the modern age and relating to China. It's really hard to trust the information that you see online because everybody's kind of has a bias, has certain biases and perspectives. So YouTubers will come, they'll claim, I'm coming to Xinjiang, I'm gonna see for myself. And they'll talk to people on the streets, and they will look around, they'll kind of see for themselves, kind of feel it out, you know, kind of what's happening here. You're not gonna find a lick of actual truth as a tourist here. You're just gonna come to the city, you're gonna see the nice things, you're gonna go on a tour. Every local that you talk to, whether they're Han or Uyghur, are gonna tell you everything's fine, everything's great, because they have to live in this country. You're not gonna see any human rights abuse happening. You're just not gonna see anything like that. So, I mean, I'm not even saying it's happening, it's not happening. I'm not saying anything. As a Westerner, I'm more inclined to lean towards sort of what the West is reporting on, but I'm not gonna find the truth of it here myself in Xinjiang. If you think that coming here will give you the truth, you're delusional. At no point are you going to stumble upon the truth of the matter as a tourist anywhere. If you do, if you happen to walk out to a re-education camp or something and you want to find out for yourself, you're going to end up in prison. Whether it is that or not, like, it's just, you are not going to find out the truth for yourself. And any YouTuber that comes here and says, oh guys, I've been to Xinjiang, I think it's all Western lies, it's absolutely asinine to even imply it. So I say this, as travelers, as tourists, and as YouTubers here in Xinjiang, the truth isn't here for you. And any YouTuber that says that they came here and this is the real truth about Xinjiang, they're full of shit, and they're trying to either pander. No, that's exactly. They're trying to pander to one side or the other. What we can tell you is it pleasant to come here as a tourist? Yeah, it's like any other place in China. It's great. It's distinct. It's unique. It's got a really unique cultural feel. But the actual truth of Xinjiang as a province here in China is we're not gonna fucking tell you. If you come here looking for the truth, you're an idiot. Anytime you visit a place, the blogs always tell you about the spice markets, walking through, smelling the spice in the air. I think this is the first time I've ever actually smelled like the spices in the air. And it's just in this one section. It's not all of Old Town. I'm not gonna make it more than it is. It's like this one random street all of a sudden smells like really good. So we're just walking along and we think that we found like an old section of wall. And then we're not in the Old Town. So it's just kind of neat. Very authentic feeling.
We are back in Old Town, exploring some more.
We've been lost, guys. Save us. We've been tracking these apps for days.
We just met some Germans, which were the first like Western tourists we've seen since Kazakhstan.
I like stopped. It was like,
like,
hey, where are you guys from?
Hi. But yeah, so we're exploring more today. There's a couple of like museum things. We might go south of Old Town, just check out some stuff.
We tried to book a tour here. We wanted to get out of town, and it was like, guys, it's so hard.
And then we talked to some travel agents, but it was just like way too expensive. So
I think we were getting tourist priced because none of the information sheets had
actual prices.
One company like told us the price, and we're like, okay, good to know. And then as we're walking away, they're like, oh, but now it's this, and you're like, okay, so
yeah.
I wish you just like say what it was. You know?
We are now in the museum, which is like an old Uyghur mansion. And look, I'm like in the pantry here. It's pretty neat. We're just gonna explore around in here and check it out. Just having a quick snack. Eat one.
For you two, anything.
We just kid. It's kind of cool, like every single room almost in here is open to explore.
Doesn't just set up like a home.
Yeah, it's set up like a legit home. It's very cool. We are just heading south of Old Town now to People's Park, and all the school kids are out, probably for their lunch break or something. But they're very cute, and they always do the drive-by hellos.
The top of People's Park, we found this square, big old statue of old Mao Zedong. A lot of signs all over the place, all of them saying, "Oh, be a good Kashgar citizen, carry forward good values," and they use the word "be civilized" a lot. I don't know if it's just like a translation thing, but it's everywhere. Everything's like be civilized, be civilized.
We have now come to this tomb here, which is just south of People's Park. We're back to all the beautiful blue tile.
China so far has given us like crazy good value on our hotel rooms. We're spending like $30 US a night or less, and we're getting like awesome rooms, like the best rooms we've gotten for the price so far on the whole trip. China's been very enjoyable in that regard. Go for a walk with our new German friends, and they showed us this light thing.
It's very cool. All of it's lit up.
It's like half a city.
Yeah, looks really
and
good.
we are the German friends.
Our plan now is to head up the TV tower and then get up there and get a nice view of the city. We just finished going up the TV tower, had an amazing view of the old town all lit up.
It was really nice. We spent like an hour and a half up there.
Yeah, we were just chit-chatting and stuff. But we have left our German friends now, and we're going to be walking through the lit out part. And as you can see from the glow on our faces, it's very overstimulating. We are up early this morning. Nothing's even open.
Totally abandoned.
The sun like just rose maybe like 20 minutes ago. But it's actually 10 a.m. The sun rises super late here. And yeah, nothing opens. It's so super weird.
Not a single person working a stall here.
Yeah, but we are heading to the main gate today to see something special. There's lots of people here for this show by the main gate. We think it's like the opening ceremony kind of thing. But we didn't know where the show is exactly, so Tristan and I have split up to get different views of it. We'll see.
That was actually like the daily opening thing, I guess. So they open the gates and then everybody comes in.
It's like a music video.
Yeah. You're so curious about what we're doing. We just headed the opposite direction of the crowd, headed into the old town, where we spent like 2 days. So we're heading out. Just very close by across the street is...
I think it's called like Gaotai resident dwellings or something.
I think it's like old, less restored section of like the city. But we don't know if you need tickets to get in or what it is. We don't know any details. But we're just coming to find out. We struggled to get some information, so any information we've provided or has popped up on the screen has been helpful so far. And you can continue to look forward to it being helpful because we're going to check out a couple more things.
Like you can just walk.
All right, sick. Let's go.
Yes, we just saw a sign, and it's called the Terraced Folk Houses, and apparently it's supposed to be a little bit more authentic, but we'll see. We managed to find what we think is the actual old walls of the residence. It's a little tricky to get here. It's like a maze. The rest of it's done up kind of similar to Old Town with like shops and stuff. But this actually feels more like an excavation site.
Yeah, it's like a more original condition.
Yeah. Just filming something or doing like a photo shoot, commercial or something back there. We were just joking about how they might be like super famous people, but we have no idea.
Yeah. We wanted to go on this Ferris wheel because we thought you'd get a really nice view up there, but it seems to all be under construction. There was a Ferris wheel. There was a Ferris wheel before that I saw mentioned online. I thought it was this one, but then we saw a picture of it demolished. The old Ferris wheel. This is a brand new one, and it's just being built. It's not done yet. So because the information in this region is so hard to come across, the information we saw was for a Ferris wheel, I think that was here, that got demolished in the last couple of years, and this one has just been built. Damn, I wanted to go up that thing. So in the old houses, we could look out and we would see that there was this gorgeous view and these mountains in the background, this like desert looking mountains. We thought it'd be really nice to see in this Ferris wheel. So maybe we'll catch a city bus and see how far out we can get and see how close we can get to these mountains. This sign behind me tells us that we're in the National Security Theme Park, which I think they mean garden. And this saying above it here says, national security is everybody's responsibility.
Interesting.
What? Where the flip are we right now? Does it relate to the things that are in Xinjiang? Does it relate to that? Is this literally just a park about the amount of police and military that they're here in the city and saying like, oh, national security is everybody, you know, like, is the park exist as sort of, you know, like the World War II propaganda where they're like loose lips, sink ships, and like that kind of like trying to get people on board with national security? I don't know. It's weird. I'm glad we don't have this at home. That's the fun of traveling. You come across weird things.
This interesting building behind me here is the Museum of Urban Planning. Apparently they built it like many years ago, and it never opened. So now it's just an abandoned, random, neat building that lights up at night.
Yeah, we don't got this at home. This is this national security park. These stairs here, that's the number that's like see something, say something, like tell on your neighbor's line. And then there's posters and there's plaques and things all over the park that has just like general quotes from the annual committees about the importance of national security and how it's going to benefit China and everything. Park's a bit shifty. We're trying to figure out what we're doing. We have two choices. I wanted to see the mountains around Kashgar from up here, but it's closed, so we can't do that. We have two sort of touristic things we could be doing right now. One is going to
Like a mausoleum complex.
like a mausoleum, memorial, mosque complex, and the other is, without taking a day tour, taking buses or Didis, like an Uber, essentially out to like the base of the mountains surrounding the city. We could go up the tower, but the cost for one of us to go up the tower would cover our Didis to and from the mountains. So we don't know what we're doing. And next time you see us, we'll be there. Where? We're out in rural China, proper, deep, rural Xinjiang. Yeah, I'm pretty sure our Didi driver thought we were crazy. Especially when we turned down this like dirt road, that's him right there. We just want to get close to the mountains, so that's what we decided on. And we're gonna go see if we can't have a nice peaceful afternoon enjoying the view of the mountains. And this is essentially like as close as we could get on with like using like Uber, so. Made our way to this canal. And we thought along the side of this canal we'll be able to sit and look and see the mountains. But this is not the mountains. This is just like a commercial sand pit. Down the way you could kind of see like the tiniest little peak of the mountains there. Our plan didn't work exactly the way we're hoping. We got farm field on this side, the canal. The only thing that's missing is the mountains we wanted. Anyways, I think everybody that's seen us is super confused that we're out here. This guy probably has no idea what we're doing. Yeah, he did an over the shoulder, what the hell? That's okay, we don't know what we're doing either.
So we decided to walk through the kind of construction area. It looks like they're building new roads, and there's a semi-finished highway up here that we're trying to get on. We got up on the road. Now, hopefully we don't look as sus, although we're walking along an empty highway.
Closed.
And
The road's just been built. Anyways, we're finally actually we're right up against the mountains, and we're gonna get beautiful views in like 50 meters. Beautiful out here, and even though our hiking trail maybe is a bit unconventional, I'm really glad that we came out here. I think it's really beautiful, and when you're in the city and you look out, you can see these mountains in the distance. And you know, I like how they were calling to me. They say, Tristan, come out and see me. So here we are, the world's widest walking path, most private hike. There isn't even a camera out here. It's just us in the mountains and all the people building the road. We're trying to walk back now from our beautiful mountain hike. We're gonna try to get back to that main road, but we don't know exactly where we're going. Like anywhere, we don't know where we've been going. We're just figuring it out, hoping that nobody yells at us. It's okay, we always have the stupid tourist card up our sleeves. We always be like, oh, we're so lost, help us. We got down to this like first road, but there's no Didi's close by because this is like a commercial road. So we're just gonna walk down to the main road. Throughout our time here in Xinjiang, we always say, oh, YouTubers will be like, tourists don't come here. And we keep coming to like super obscure places that we can honestly say, tourists don't come here. We're just walking through like an industrial area. Some guy sweeping the road was like, what the hell are you doing here? Just a real look behind the curtains. Guys, this is why you come to us.
See, this kind of mountain is what drew us out here. Got a Didi at this random like truck stop thing. So yeah, we're good to go. We're making our way back into town now.
Good to walk a little bit.
A little bit. Good morning. It is our last day here in Kashgar. We actually leave today at about 4 p.m. So that's why I'm running solo, is because Tristan wanted to chill before the train, but I had one more thing I wanted to see. I came out to Xiang Fei Park to see a mausoleum complex. So this mausoleum complex was originally where a Sufi master and all of his family were buried. Muhammad Yusup, I believe his name was, and then later his son Afak Yusup. I might be saying that wrong. But since then, it has been turned into a tourist attraction and park, all themed around Xiang Fei, which was this fragrant concubine who has this legendary love story. And it's very interesting how they've kind of turned it into this very touristy attraction, whereas it used to be just a mausoleum. But the grounds are very pretty, the gardens are very nice, even in November. So this whole building is kind of like a museum, and it shows scenes, I think, telling the story of Xiang Fei. It gives you a nice view over the garden. Oh my god, look at all of the tombs. That's crazy. I'm excited to go over there and actually explore this. So this is the main reason I came here, is this beautiful mausoleum. It's a little different because it has like green and yellow tile instead of just blue. It's very beautiful. You can kind of see where they've tried to replace some tile. Good effort, guys, good effort. I'm just in a replica of an old Uyghur home here. It's pretty neat, but in the description it says that these types of homes have slowly been eliminated for the good of the Uyghur people. And now that they live in nice bungalows, apparently. Very interesting. Oh my god, you guys, there's some ostriches. I don't know why.
Hey. Hey. How's it going?
So I am finished at the Xiang Fei Park. There was a lot there, like many different mausoleum buildings to explore, but also there was 2 performances, there's a couple little museums. Like I started having to rush to be able to make it back to Tristan before checkout. But yeah, that was well worth the visit. I'm really glad I came and didn't just laze around today.
Look who got out of bed.
No, just kidding, I'm
Oh
just
my
kidding.
god, I don't even know what was just said about me. Whatever, guys, that's bullying, okay? I have no idea what she was talking shit, and then now look at this. Okay, well, I'll do the outro by myself then. We're at the Kashgar train station, we're leaving, and we both really enjoyed our time here in Kashgar. It's a very enjoyable city to come to, it's very easy to travel to, it's got lots of interesting stuff. We both think that especially if you haven't been to Uzbekistan and you're in China and you have the time, you should definitely come out to Xinjiang and specifically Kashgar. I think between the two, maybe we both think Kashgar is a much better representation of sort of Xinjiang and Uyghur sort of culture and food and stuff like that.
And it's much more tourist friendly, so it's super easy to get around and everything's walking distance, so it's really nice.
It is. We really enjoyed Kashgar, and so if you are in China and you are thinking about it, I think you should come.